So many times we talk about the addict or the alcoholic went through, but rarely do we actually talk about the kids caught in the crossfire.
When you're a little kid whose mother was a drug addict, you always are the one who holds out that hope. No, she's gonna get sober. Everything is gonna be okay.
For your first 9 years of life, you only knew me as an addict.
One time you forgot to pick me up from school. I had to actually go into the office and they had to call my aunt, your sister, to come off work early to come pick me up.
I think the kids go through just as much as the adults. So what advice can you give to kids out there who are either still going through their parents in the addiction?
Oh, wow.
Or what about like forgiving parents for things that happened in their addiction? Welcome to Bear It All with Lindsey. You guys, today I have the best guest. My perfect, beautiful, wonderful, talented daughter, Melanie. So many times we talk about addiction and alcoholism, and we talk about everything the addict or the alcoholic went through, but rarely do we actually talk about the kids caught in the crossfire. There's so many kids every single day that are dragged through hell because of people's addiction, their alcoholism. And today, Melanie is brave enough to come on here and talk about her journey and struggles with being in the crossfire of my addiction. So welcome, Melanie.
Thank you so much for having me, Mom. I'm so excited to be here.
She's so cute. I can't believe I made that. Oh my goodness. Seriously, like God hooked me up.
Oh, God hooked me up with an amazing mom.
I love you so much.
I love you.
I've been sober 10 years. And Melanie is 19, which means that 9 years of Melanie's life, I was in my meth addiction. And Melanie definitely went through a lot going through that. And so I kind of figured let's start it. Maybe we would start at the beginning. So, okay.
Let's do it.
Melanie will tell you, Melanie, what did I smell like in my addiction?
Oh my God. So she had this puffy white jacket that smelled like cigarettes, but she would cover it with
From the auction. From the auction.
From the auction. She would cover it with Love Spell perfume, like soak herself in it, shower in it, and then come say hi to me.
So basically stale cigarettes.
Yep.
And Love Spell perfume.
Absolutely.
So a while ago, I bought some actually my sister got it for me for Christmas, Love Spell, and I was wearing it and Melanie comes up and goes, "You smell like you 10 years ago." And I was like, "Wait, what?" And I was like, "Oh my God, I wore this in my addiction."
Yep.
So it's so
Smell
funny
triggers memory.
That, yes, smells trigger memory. And that totally triggered your memory. And so I figured like we could kind of back up. So I talk openly about my struggles. My kids know because not only do I share with them, they went through it with me.
Yep.
They seen it firsthand. And, you know, Melanie, we're very open with the story that when I gave birth to Melanie, she was taken from the hospital, went with my mom.
Yes.
And then I moved in with my mom when Melanie was about 6 months. So I still lived with the kids with my mom, but I was so bad in my addiction that I was all over the place. And so I wanted to give you just a little bit to talk a few minutes about like the early years, like maybe what age you started noticing like, hey, maybe it's a little weird that my grandma's having to be my main mom or that my mom doesn't do stuff she says she's going to do, or talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so growing up with that, I remember you always were there. We would do crafts together and it was always really fun. But I remember growing up, say like school events, you know, wanting you to be there and you telling me and promising me you'll be there and then holding out that hope that, oh my gosh, she's going to show up and then you not showing up. Or I remember one time you forgot to pick me up from school. And so I had to actually go into the office and they had to call my aunt, your sister, to come off work early to come pick me up from the office, the principal's office.
Oh my goodness. No, I remember that moment. I remember that.
And I remember I tried to call you afterwards. I wasn't getting any answer. And also you deal with like a lot of people trying to tell you like they're not going to show up. I remember my grandma would sadly talk a lot of bad about you, and that hurt my feelings. So I'm like, no, that's my mama. I'm like, that's my mom.
Right.
And so it's like one of those things when you're a little kid whose mother was a drug addict, you always are the one who holds out that hope. Like, no, she's going to get sober. No, I know something is going on. I don't fully understand what's going on, but I know something is going on. But you want to hold out that hope, like everything is going to be okay.
Well, and that's the only mom like you ever knew.
Yeah.
So for your first 9 years of life, you only knew me as an addict.
Yeah.
So either I was like, woo, tweaking, let's build Legos all until the middle of the night and da-da-da-da.
Fast food.
And let's go to Taco Bell in the middle of the night because I was tweaking, like the fun parts. But then where you talk about like not picking you up from school or like not being there, I remember like that exact moment. And I remember that I was actually at the dealer's house waiting and I was like dope sick and I fell asleep waiting. And I remember waking up and when the drug dealer finally got there the next day and like I got high and like I was finally functioning again. And then I looked at my phone and I had like all these voicemails that the office was calling that I left you waiting there. That happened another time where like it was lunch with your parent day.
Yeah. The loved one lunch.
Oh, this still, I have done so many therapy sessions around this one. Like, no, this one kills me. Is you waiting there? It was lunch.
And saying like all the parents with their kids.
Everybody brought lunch. She didn't have lunch that day because she was waiting for me to bring her lunch. And I was passed out or waiting for dope at the dope man's house.
Yeah.
And I never came. And this baby waited until all the kids went back in the classroom hoping that I would be there. And I never came. And oh God. Oh my God. It just kills me. But these are the things like the heartbreaks that the kids talk about. And you talk about like wanting to hold out hope. And you're so freaking incredible and beautiful and smart and just amazing. And it's like, you didn't even let it affect you. And you know, the thing is like your kids are your number one fan.
We really are.
So after like all these things, I mean, I was arrested in front of you.
Yep.
How many times? And Melanie would get pissed.
I yelled at the officer.
She would she'd be so, don't take my mom. And
like, yeah.
Horrible that she
I remember like an officer like was holding me back. Like, yeah.
Yeah, because they don't understand. They don't know.
Yep.
And it's like all these years, I mean, she was still like my number one fan. I mean, I remember you telling me how beautiful I was and I looked like shit.
And you still are beautiful to me.
Missing teeth. I probably smelled horrific because I'd been up for 6 days, probably like smelling like stale cigarettes in the casino and everything else. And like, you were just so precious and you'd just climb up on my lap and just tell me how beautiful I was and how much I love, you love me. And that just shows that kids, like, they just see the good and they don't they don't understand. And we were talking about this in the car, how there's so many kids caught in the crossfire because first off, addicts tend to have more kids than the average person.
Oh, for sure.
And why? Because most of them are in their addiction, so they're not really responsible.
Not using condoms.
They're definitely not. Oh my God, hearing you say that word, stop it. That's weird. Ew, no.
Not using condoms.
How do you know what those are? No.
Not using birth control.
Right, they're
nothing.
not using birth control. They're overly sexually active.
Yep.
All of these things. So it's not abnormal for addicts to have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kids and really not have custody of any of them. They just keep having kids. And they go into the system and they go into the system. And we hear about the alcoholic and the addict and their struggles. But what about the babies in the crossfire? Like, what about the Melanies and your brothers? And I don't want to say their names. And I mean, everybody knows who my boys are, but until they're ready to share their journey
like
about
that's their story.
Right.
And that's their path.
And our family's super close. All my kids, I'm obsessed with my children.
We are very close to each other.
We are.
Yes.
But Melanie's so brave, like talking about this because some of it could be like embarrassing. And so these kids are caught in the crossfire and nobody really talks about like just all the things. Even now, we still have certain things like my mom is on her birth certificate. So when I gave birth, and if you follow my story, which I do my story time, I gave birth to Melanie. I had no prenatal care, went to the hospital, gave birth. She was born pause talks, and they took her straight from the hospital. And like now, Melanie, she started asking me like, hey, Mom, where's my baby book? Like, do you have ultrasound pictures of me? Like, how talking about
I think I started asking that when I was like 16. I remember that.
A little younger than that.
Younger. You're right. Yeah.
When I first started getting sober, and it was when Maddie was born, and I was putting together Maddie's book.
Oh, I do remember that. And I was 10, and I was asking you.
Yeah, exactly, about 10. And she's like, well, where's my stuff? And pictures at the hospital. And I didn't have any of that. And it was like, I remember you being born, and it's like, the most beautiful. I had 4 boys, and then God gave me this little girl. And I remember looking at you, and you're just the most beautiful, precious little thing. And I was so out of it and so bad in my addiction that like I was so far from reality. And I just kept going, okay, well, I'll get her back later. I just need to get things. And it just like the years flew by,
Yeah.
But let's fast forward for when I went into rehab. So this is how down my children are with me. So finally, when I was about 6 months pregnant with Madeline, I went into rehab. Well, who went with me to rehab?
Me and my brother went with you to rehab.
Yes, Johnny and Melanie went with me to Progress House.
All the winter breaks, all the spring breaks, we were there with you.
Oh my God, they were so loyal. These kids knew all the AA sayings.
Yep.
They used to sit in groups with me. They were so loyal. My precious babies, so loyal. So that just shows you like how much kids just love you so much. And I remember
you're our world, Mom.
Telling Melanie, like apologizing to Melanie. And, I was apologizing to you and you're like, you were so little early on. This was like in rehab. And you're like, for what? And you were just kind of like, well,
oblivious.
No, you're a great mom. And so it's like oblivious to it. And it's just that love, right? And it's just...
We see you.
So what advice can you give to kids out there who are either still going through their parents in the addiction?
Oh, wow.
Or what about like forgiving parents for things that happened in their addiction, right? Because there
for sure,
has to be, you have spent a long time with my mom having to be your main mom, which my mom's a little bit, that's a whole different story.
That's a whole different story in its own.
Oh man, but that wasn't hard. That was not easy living with her.
No, God, no.
My mom's got some like mental health issues.
It was rough living with her.
Yeah. And so, those things, or like the stuff you went through with that, or even like to sign you up for school. We had to have my mom there because when they terminated my parental rights, they destroyed the original birth certificate and created a new one with my mom because she adopted you.
Until I turned 18, we had to go everything through her.
Everything through her. So even 8-9 years sober, I still had to walk into the high school and be like, hey, well, I'm her biological mom, but my mom. So it's like all these things still followed us.
It really did.
And I was telling Mel, I'm like, you coming out and talking about this is going to set the way for so many kids who have struggled with this or have dealt with this. And so do you have a little bit of advice for people or kids that are maybe still going through it?
Oh, yeah.
Or have gone through it and about like maybe forgiving your parents and how to come to terms with those things and all of that?
Absolutely. So forgiveness on its own, like that is one's own journey for sure. Your own journey on realizing, looking through the pages. But my biggest advice for everyone out there, for kids my age or younger or older who has a parent who is a drug addict or any type of addict, is that is not them. That is truly not them. That is the drugs, that is the alcohol, and that is not who they are as a person. What helped me is looking at your being and who you are as a person, Mom. And who you are as a person was not that. When I looked at you, I didn't see the cigarettes. I didn't see the cigarettes covered up with Love Spell. I didn't see. Oh man. I didn't see like all the past. I didn't see the drugs. I didn't even care about the red and blue lights arresting you.
What about us getting pulled over all the time?
Oh, all the time getting pulled over, all the tickets. I remember I always the officers had stickers. I'd always ask for stickers though.
Because mom never had a license. But
never had a license.
Because I had kids in the car, so a lot of times they would just let me go. But never had a license.
Never had a license.
Oh my God.
Yes, but my advice is I didn't see all that, Mom. I saw you. And I encourage that through everyone who has a parent like that is look at their being. And forgiveness, it's its own self journey. Like me personally, I'm very religious. I'm a Christian woman. And so I found my forgiveness through reading the Bible and going to church and kind of talking to God. And God really brought you from where you were to where you are now, 100%. So clinging on to something, me, it was religion. And that's really what helped me find my forgiveness. And so I just give everyone that encouragement to find something to help you heal. Healing is one's own self journey.
It really is.
It really is.
And me and Mel and, Maddie and the kids, the boys are grown. My 4 boys are already grown. My oldest actually runs my cleaning company in Northern California. He's a manager there.
Yes.
So cute.
My brother.
Oh, he's so cute. But it's like,
so
I
proud
remember
of him.
that being on the couch in the rehab and manifesting it. I'm like, okay, I was a shitty mom the first half of life, but I am going to be the best mom I could possibly be going forward. And I'm so close to my kids. I mean, me and Mel are so close. We argue, but we're mom and daughter. So it's like.
Well, mom and daughter don't argue.
Right. And someone being that close to you all the time. But I'm just so incredibly in love with you and everything about you. It's just I'm pretty annoying, actually. She'll be in her room and I'll open her door and she's like, what? And I'm just like, I freaking love you. Look at you. You're my daughter and I get to be your mom. She's like, okay, I know.
I'm like, I love you.
Oh my God. But it's just those moments. And so
spurts of energy.
Now looking at our life, no one would ever know the shit we went through.
Oh, no one.
We live a pretty good life.
We are very
live
blessed.
In San Diego. We travel all the time.
We have successful careers.
Yes. Melanie is a singer-songwriter, which we're going to get into in a little bit. And so it just shows as well that no matter what you've been through in life, whether you're the addict or alcoholic yourself, or you're the child caught in the crossfire, the innocent child caught in the crossfire. I mean, and this can show you how much you do things in your addiction that you would never do. Now, what do I do? Okay, if Melanie tells me someone's mean to him or her, I'm like, oh my God, who was it? I want to go kill him.
Oh my gosh, for sure.
Even if we're on a trip and somebody's smoking weed too close to my kids, because that happens everywhere these days.
She'll scream.
Yeah,
she'll
I'm get out of here. But yet to think that I had this most perfect, precious little baby growing in my body and I did drugs every single day. And it's just because you're so out of it. You're so stuck in your addiction and you're numb and
absolutely
so far from reality.
You're not in your head. Drugs, it's an addiction. It really is a really bad addiction that haunts you and it destroys you and it doesn't make you you. It really doesn't. You definitely lose who you are. And you lose it.
Even looking back, Madeline never knew me and my addiction because I got sober when I was 6 months pregnant with Madeline. So she only knew mom is sober. But she hears all of our stories. And even when she was younger, she would ask weird questions why did Melanie live with Nana?
Yeah.
Why all these weird questions? What do you mean Nana had to adopt Melanie? Why did Nana adopt the boys? But then is Nana going to adopt me? So many questions.
All these questions. Because she's innocent.
Well, it was a unique dynamic.
It was a weird dynamic, true.
It was, but she never had to really deal with that. But then she still sees it, right? And she understands or she knows the mugshot pictures of me and stuff like that.
She's seen those. We've seen those.
I love that you're so brave to talk about it because it just.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think there's enough resources out there for kids to deal with it because I think the kids go through just as much as the adults. Even I would say that my oldest went through the most because he was with me in my addiction. We were homeless and he actually went hotel to hotel with me. Mm-hmm. And I remember like nodding out on, like I had been up for days and like nodded out. And he was like 3 and wandered out of this like ghetto hotel. And the cops found him like down the street. And he showed him where I was. And they had to like wake me up because I was like passed out. And there's like, dope pipes everywhere and all that. So like my oldest went through the most.
For sure.
In that sense. But like each of my children
went through their own trauma.
Yeah.
Went through their own trauma
based
for sure.
on my addiction, or even here's an example of, Melanie's biological dad, she never met. And
nope.
Because he was the drug dealer that I got pregnant by. He dropped me off at the hospital and took off.
So peace out.
He literally dropped me off at the hospital and took off. And so it's like, those are other things I feel guilty about, is like, I wish I would have picked a better father. But like, also, if things didn't happen the way they happened, like I wouldn't have you. I wouldn't have Madeline. I wouldn't have Johnny or Gabe or Daniel or I wouldn't have any of my babies. So it's like God put things in our life and a path, and everything built us into who we are today. Like
absolutely.
This girl, I'm going to have her in a minute sharing about her career. She is fucking phenomenal. This baby is not just smart, beautiful, intelligent, funny, sweet, but she's so talented. And so I want you to spend a few minutes telling us about your career, about the song you recently released. Tell us a little bit about your story behind the song. And then a little bit, just a few teasers about the song that's going to be going to the studio here really soon to record. Okay, girl. Go for it.
We love studio time.
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
Go, queen.
So my stage name is Melanie Madison. I'm a singer-songwriter. I recently released a song called Time Flies that I'm very proud of. I feel like this is the most emotional song I ever wrote. And I'm very grateful that through the writing process and all my fellow songwriters, on the whole process on writing it, I wrote it with David James, my vocal coach, and we wrote it together. He produced it for me, and it was such an incredible experience. I wrote the song about feeling like time flies way too fast, because it really does. It really, really does.
It does.
It does. So I wrote about time flying and just live in the moment. And a lyric I wrote in it that I really love is live in the moment before it flies into a memory. Because it was about a quote I saw about stay in the moment before it turns into a memory. So I really loved that. And so I wrote that one. And speaking of new music, I have a new one that I can't spill too much on, but I will give you this. It's called Have Your Back. And I wrote it about being there for someone who's going through a really hard time. I actually wrote it about one of my best friends. I'm not going to say her name, but because she doesn't know it's about her yet. But I wrote about one of my best friends and about being there for someone when they're going through a really hard time, because we live in a rough world. So I feel like we should all just have each other's backs and be there for one another.
Oh, I love that. That's what I wrote the song about. Oh, I love that. Madeline, do you want to come on for a few minutes and talk? So Madeline is 10. Maddie has a business that is a jewelry and bracelet making business that we're going to be starting our website. You want to come over here, Queen, and tell them a little bit?
Do you want to tell them?
Come here. Here, you got to show the chair with me to be in the camera. Yeah. Yeah.
Yay.
Introduce yourself.
Can we hear her? Okay.
Lean into the mic. Introduce yourself. What's your name?
I'm Madeline.
And how old are you?
So
and
precious.
Tell them a little bit about what you like to do. What do you do for a hobby? You're an incredible what? Lean into the mic.
I like to play volleyball and
sure
He's a good dancer.
This girl is the best dancer. I could show her a TikTok video and she'll know the dance in like 5 minutes. I wish I could remember dances like her.
Oh, right?
Girl, I struggle. These two try to get me to do these dancing trends and I'm like, shit, I forgot the moves already.
Our family's obsessed with the show Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, that is our new show, huh?
That's been our new show lately.
So what I love is Melanie and Maddie both have that entrepreneur mindset because they see it. And Maddie already started her first business at 10. So tell us a little bit about your business. What do you sell and what do they look like? Do you, what kind of bracelets do you make?
I make like friendship bracelets. They're all different kind of colors. And then I have an account for them on Instagram. It's called All You Need Is Beads. and then I'm about to start posting stuff on it because I just made it. But yeah, that's all I really know what to say about it.
Awesome. So
Awesome,
it's all
Booze.
bracelets. Are you thinking about adding some necklaces or just keeping it all bracelets? What are your thoughts?
All bracelets.
All bracelets? Okay. So we're going to start doing some videos and then she's going to get a website. So you guys, I am going to link her website in the bio of my IG so you can order bracelets.
Yes.
I'm also going to link Melanie Madison music to this also because, man, my girls are so incredibly talented and amazing. And I'm just so blessed to have you guys.
We're blessed to have you, Mom. We
So,
love you.
I love you. So I have a random question. So what do you think as a 10-year-old when you hear Mommy talk about like this podcast and about how she used to be and about all that? What do you think of that? Like what do you take from that? What do you think it means? What do you think of that? Like when you hear Mommy talk about how they used to be and you see those funny pictures of me and stuff, like what do you think?
I mean, I don't think anything. I just know.
You just kind of know, but not how to explain it. And that makes sense.
Yeah.
I know how to explain it, but I don't know. Like, I don't think
It's
of
just,
anything.
Mom's just
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. And no different. I love you. I'm
Me
grateful
too.
for you. So tell them your Instagram and how to find you on Instagram right now.
It's called Live with Madeline, and yeah.
Live with Madeline. Okay,
Mhm.
perfect. Isn't there some underscores in there? Live_Madeline.
But
Yeah.
it would show up if you
Live
just do
_with_Madeline. Yep, perfect.
Love it.
And then how do they find you?
You can find me at Melanie Madison Music on TikTok and Instagram.
Perfect. And where do they find your music?
You can find me on Spotify and all stream platforms at Melanie Madison.
Perfect.
Yes.
Love you guys. Mwah.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.